Yo, this Bizness Boi, and you tune into the Business Hours after.
You know what time it is. It's time for the Business
B100.7 iHeartRadio. You know who it is and what it is. You got promise. You're inside the Business Hours after hours. And of course, I had to have a homeboy Bizness Boi inside the Business Hours after hours. Grammy nominated producer, songwriter, Milwaukee's own. Now he's out here doing his thing in LA. How's it feel, homeboy?
Man, it's a real blessing, dog. First of all, shout out to my city, Milwaukee, because I wouldn't be here without y'all. You know what I'm saying? It's a real blessing to be here. I'm glad to be at Madison, just speaking with people, just trying to give them insights of the music industry, give them motivation, and just inspire them, dog, like, for real.
Well, first and foremost, man, I want to say congratulations on all the success thus far, because you're nowhere near being done. But first, I just want to congratulate you on everything you've done thus far, no doubt. And let's go back to your origins for a second. Like you said, speaking of Milwaukee, you right now based out of Los Angeles. I know before that you was in the A for some time, but let's go back to Milwaukee. What does it mean to be an artist or producer from Milwaukee? You know, we know what it's like growing up and being from here, but some of the viewers and people maybe from other places. So just what is it like being from the city and becoming a producer versus being a beat maker? Because it's a big difference.
Man, coming up in Milwaukee was such a blessing, dog, because it really made me a grinder, dog. Like, it made me go for it. Like, we always had go-getters, and you know what I'm saying? I just want to go get this music and bring it back to the city and make the city proud. But growing up in the mill, man, it's a real blessing. I used to hoop first, and then I started rapping, and then everybody started making beats. I was like, yo, I need beats. I started making beats, and then I kind of fell out of love with the rap, so I just started just focusing on nothing but beats. But yeah, man, it's a real blessing, dog. Like, I can't stress it enough. Being from Milwaukee, I wouldn't change nothing, dog. I'd do it all over again if I had to, because it made me who I am today. So,
and speaking of that, you know, we grew up in the Midwest, so that shapes the type of music that we listen to. You know what I mean? We, growing up in the Midwest, we sit right in the middle of the country. So we listen to down south music, we listen to East Coast, we listen to West Coast. We don't have a bias like a lot of some other people from different parts of the country. You know what I'm saying? We listen to everything. So how did being from Milwaukee in the Midwest help develop your sound and your style?
Like what you said, we was listening to all type of music. Jay-Z, T.I., Jeezy. We was listening to Nipsey, Game, Bone Thugs, Midwest, everybody. So it inspired me to like not stick to like one sound. It inspired me to like make this type of beat. Let me try this type of beat out. Let me try this. You know what I'm saying? And by me making all different type of beats, it kind of molded like this sound that I have now. Because right now I make like pop beats, I make hip hop, R&B, alternative, whatever. And being from Milwaukee, like what you said, it just, we was listening to everything was coming to us.
And let's switch gears with kind of stick on that same theme of being from the city, but switching up for a minute. Just you being from here, obviously we know that there's a ton of talent in Milwaukee, and there has been for a long time. We get overlooked a lot of times, not only with music, but when it comes to fashion, when it comes to film. We have a lot of different talented people in other areas doing a lot of amazing things. A lot of times people don't know people are from Milwaukee sometimes because our talent either gets plucked from Milwaukee because somebody sees them and grabs them, or sometimes people like yourself have to venture out and do things. But one thing I like about you is you seem to make it important to, regardless of where you are at, to make it be known still where your roots are and where you come from. What was your first initial thought when you decided to venture out of Milwaukee? I know you went to Atlanta, spent some time in the A, and now you're in LA. What was your first thought process when you first decided, like, yo, I think I need to bust a move in order to try to further what I'm doing?
So like probably 08, 09, like those years I was producing locally. Shout out to Ray Nitty, Rizzy, Pizzle, all of them. And like me personally, I hit the ceiling. It's like, okay, I still want to produce for my guys, but I also want to expand the sound. You know what I'm saying? So we don't really got a lot of resources in Milwaukee. So I was like, okay, what I got to do? Do I got to travel? So I was like, yo, I'm going to jump up. I hit the A. Was still keeping in Milwaukee, letting people know. So I made sure, like, wherever I go, they going to know I'm from Milwaukee. Just so they, like, yo, it's this cat from Milwaukee. You know, we don't get a lot of respect like that, you know, which we should. We got so much talent, but we're going to have our day soon. Like, we're going to have our day where Milwaukee just going to blow. I don't know when, but it's going to happen for sure. Yeah, it's going to be hard. So what I want to do I just want to keep building myself and keep shining the light on Milwaukee, so like we can get resources in. I can bring resources or just shine the light on Milwaukee so people can look in and people get signed, people get picked up, whatever, and we get the credit we deserve, man. We real talented, we creative, you know. Man, Milwaukee, man, what else can I say? I love my city and I just want to see it shine, you know, at the end of the day.
Crazy thing is, the first time I ever caught wind of you actually was when I don't know if you remember when you was working on a project with La Kid.
Yeah,
I think it was Lamborghini Dreams.
Yep.
That's the first time I caught wind of you. And I remember I heard, I don't know what joint it was.
It was
but
probably that intro or something. It was like a weird.
It was I think you sampled something off a commercial.
Like
the
a Lincoln,
Mitsubishi,
yeah,
Lincoln.
it was the Lincoln,
the Lincoln X MK, the
MKZ?
Lincoln. Yes, bruh. I'm telling you, like I remember hearing the record, and no disrespect to La Kid, but I was like, I tuned him out. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, what is this? And I remember, it's crazy. I think I hit you on Facebook back then. Like back in the day, I think I DM'd you and was just like, or instant, whatever it was at the time. I think I just hit you like, yo, you did this joint? You know what I'm saying? You like, yeah. I'm like, yo, it's fire. I just remember reaching out to you just to tell you the joint was dope. I didn't know you, had never met you, you know, but I just remember hearing that joint. I was like, yo, this beat is crazy. And I kept hearing your name pop up in different circles. So to remember hearing that beat then, you know what I'm saying? And I know you moons away from that now, but just knowing where you was at that time when I heard you, to see where you at right now, man, it's just crazy. And I'm super happy for you and proud of you, like I've been knowing you since we were shorties. I'm happy for you like that, you know what I'm saying? And when you got the Grammy nomination, you know, again, I just was like, yo, that's crazy. Again, it's another win for us. It's another win for everybody. So where were you at when you found out about the Grammy nomination, and how did that make you feel to be able to say that you're a Grammy nominated now producer?
I was at Party Next Door crib. We was in the session, dog. Yeah, so I was at his crib because we was in the session. So we was working from like 9 to like 11:30 the next day. Not 9 at night to 11:30 in the morning. So we working probably like 4 a.m. I guess the news had came out, and then my homie had hit me on Twitter. He was like, "Yo, Bizness Boi Grammy nominated." So I'm over here making beats, but I'm looking at my phone. I'm like, so I pushed the laptop away a little bit. I'm like, yo, I gotta figure out what I'm Grammy nominated for. So I text my bro. I'm like, bro, what is this? What you talking about? Send me a link. What am I? Yeah, I'm like, yo, I can't celebrate unless I really know. You know what I'm saying? And so I found out, and I was just so excited. I couldn't believe it because, like, when we was working on Free Black, we wasn't working on it like, yo, yeah, it's like, yo, we gonna get a Grammy or Grammy nominated. We just trying to make dope music, man. And so that was a blessing, dog. The first person I hit was my grandma, and because it was like 4 in LA, so it's probably like 6 a.m. My grandma be up early. I text her, I'm like, wake up, what you doing? I said, I'm nominated for a Grammy. She called me, and she was just excited, man, because she the reason I'm here, and she believed in me, like, way back. I was be upstairs and just
making noise.
She turn that down, and then she got over it though. She was like, oh, you good, you grinding. So yeah, I was over Party Next Door crib at a session, and they congratulated me. My homie Prep, he's an engineer. He from Milwaukee too. He congratulated me because we came up together. So it's just a blessing, dog. So
it's been a real one out here with the Bizness Boi on location. We out here at Madison. He did a dope event today, and he been hanging out inside the Bizness Hourz after hours. And you already know it's not a threat. It's a promise.
You know what time it is? It's time for the Bizness Hourz on V100.7. It's not a threat. It's a promise.